It's time to cook with Susan Beck. Well, for Christmas this year, I got a new gift. I got the KitchenAid stand mixer attachment, fresh prep slicer and shredder. And wow, does this work well. I just used my stand attachment, and up here at the top, I am going to attach into this opening. I'll give you a closer look at that in just a minute. First, let's look at what's in my box. Now, inside this box comes 3 of these stainless steel shredders and slicers. There's the slicer, there's one of the shredders, and at first you might think the other one's missing, but it's hidden down inside the attachment piece. Here's our feeder tube. We got a small piece that will help to push those things down, and we have our third one. So this one will grate things in a larger fashion than the one here in the back. All right, let's attach this to the mixer. Well, first of all, let's take note that we should be doing this with our stand mixer unplugged. And then into this hole, as I said, there's usually this like little silver cover on it. We are going to be putting our attachment piece. Now, this is gonna fit right into there, and this screw comes out a little bit. And once I get it back in, and if it's not going all the way, just loosen it until it does. And then you're going to tighten that up so that this is secure in your mixer. Notice how that does not wiggle around. All right, I'm going to start off, I'm going to shred some cheese, and I'm just going to use this larger attachment, and it just kind of pops right in. Now you'll know it's there when it actually pops in. I pop it out, did that really kind of quick, with this little lever here on the side. All right, back in. Okay, it hasn't latched yet. I had to feel it, it kind of a little clink, and it like definitely pushes in. So into there, we're going to put some cheese, and we need something to collect it in. So I'm just going to put a bowl down here. Let's move that box out of the way so we don't get that dirty. And we're going to shred some cheddar cheese today. Okay, into my tube that goes, and I can press that down, because again, I don't want to be putting my hands down in there at all. There is a lined up indentation that has to go with the indentation here, so just kind of spin it until it goes down in. And then I'm going to put this on mixer speed 4. Oh, I told you not to plug it in, but now you do need to plug it in. Otherwise, you won't have any power. Okay, turning it to about a 4. Here comes our cheese. That's shredding out beautifully. This replaces using like a box grater. So if you want to do very much, this is a helpful way. Or if you've got a variety of things you're trying to shred. You see a little bit through this clear feeder tube is not quite out yet. I'll let that go slightly longer. All right, that last piece I'm not sure is going to shred. Let's turn this off. Okay, again, unplug. It's just the safest way to do these things. Pop it out. Okay, and I've got a little bit of cheese here that is sort of shredded. Will work well enough for my purposes. And I do have a piece caught up here in the feeder tube. So I can either tear that up myself or cut it with a knife, or, you know, can always just eat it too. All right, let's try something different. Let's use the smaller attachment. I'm gonna make sure I'm unplugged, and I am. Pop that one in. And I am going to shred some carrots now. Into my feeder tube. These are probably a little bit longer than I want, so I'm going to cut those in half a little bit. I think I can drop 2 of them in. All right, there's the pusher. Line that up. Again, at about a size 4. Have a bowl ready. Now these are a little tougher, but here they come. The cheese is soft, so it goes a little quicker. And my carrots are shredding nice and fine with that other blade. Next, I thought we'd slice some potatoes. So switching from the shredder blade to the slicing blade. I'm just going to pop it in, same as the others, until it clicks. Plug in my machine, process this on 4. Now, one thing about potatoes is these are some pretty good sized potatoes. I do have to cut them down so that they will fit inside this tube. Where in my food processor, I can use a potato that's probably a little bit bigger. But something I do like about this machine is it slices them really thin. So now I've got two different things. If I use my food processor, they're thicker and they're thinner with this machine. How about a closer look at what's going on here? So potatoes are in the tube. On goes the mixer, and out slices those potatoes. Look at how thin those potatoes are. I mean, just, those are gonna cook much quicker than thickly cut ones. And you know, one of the most important things when making like a scallop potato or a potato soup or something is having everything evenly cut, because then they cook at the same rate. If you've got some that are thick and some that are thin, which often happens if you are cutting with your own knife, then not all of them are finished cooking at the same time. All right, I'm gonna finish shredding up some more of these potatoes and then we'll move on to apples. I pop that right out of there. I'm done slicing potatoes. We'll rinse this off before we try slicing some apples. Cleanup is nice and easy. It's just rinse right off, or you can pop this into your dishwasher since it is stainless steel. Got a clean slicer blade from using it for potatoes. It clicked in, pop in that outlet so our machine will run. And I've got a couple chunks of apple here. We'll see how that goes. One thing about the apple slices is they are a little thinner than I can ever cut them myself. So a little thinner than I probably am used to for, say, an apple crisp or a pie. But I think they would work just fine. Be great for an apple salad, too. Some nice little chunks of apple. All right, let's try one last thing. Let's pop out that attachment. And again, if it doesn't come popping out, just pull on it a little bit. I see I've got some chunks of apple right behind there. My chickens will like all those scraps. I think peeling the apple too might be something that you'd like to try. All right, I am going to see what happens if I put an onion in there and shred it. And I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna go with the larger attachment for the moment. All right, one more of my bowls, and in goes some pieces of onion. Line that feeder tube up, plug it back in again, and here we go with some onion. Now, here comes some shredded onions. I didn't shred a whole lot, so I think I'm going to find most of it still inside my cup there. Let's see what we've got. Let's pop that out. There we go. And there's a lot of my shredded onion just not coming through. I don't think I had enough of it. All that's left is a little bit of cleanup. So unscrew, pop it out. This part you do not want to put in the dishwasher. This part you do want to wash in the sink, especially because I used onions. I am going to use some nice soapy water for that. Could do the same thing with these. I'm just going to pop them right into the dishwasher after giving them just a little bit of rinse so I don't have too many big chunks of, you know, onion and carrots and cheese floating around at the bottom of my dishwasher. All right, well, there you have it. The KitchenAid slicer and shredder. Check out that KitchenAid Fresh Prep slicer and shredder. Boy, did it do a beautiful job slicing up carrots and cheese, onions, potatoes, and even some apples that we could use for a pie or a crisp. But boy, will this make it so much easier to prep scallop potatoes or casseroles or taco toppings or ingredients for a soup.